Tommy Johns.
Well, the intro didn't play, so here we are, coast to coast. Thanks for tuning in.
Awesome. It's just going to start playing here any minute now.
No, it just said error. So, hey, StreamYard.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, I really believe we should be getting discounts. StreamYard, if you're listening, we really earn some discounts on this. Come on.
Hey, you know what? Didn't need the intro today anyway. We're talking baseball. So you got to pop in on us doing a little behind the scenes chat there. So
Well, hold on. We started yesterday's show with the WNBA. Are we in the playoffs?
We sure are. Win and you get in, and they do. So
we got a reporter in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's a one and done for them, but it doesn't matter. They're in anyways.
Hey, we got to do it in front of a sold out crowd. And they get it on a so on the plus side, they were able to finally get one of these, one possession games to go their way.
Were you there with your brother or something?
No.
The last guy in that video kind of looked a lot like you.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have a brother that I'm aware of. So.
But if you did,
he had a funny looking mustache and everything. It was all.
Well, hey, can we get Miss Freebird on the show, please? I have a question to ask. If there's other bows out there running around, Miss Freebird, anybody has word Freebird, you know there's some other children running around.
No brothers, just a sister.
No. Did your mom go to Woodstock? Because if she went to Woodstock, it may be.
Oh man. So
yeah, that's awesome. So you guys are in the playoffs.
Yep, in the playoffs.
Who will they be taking on in the playoffs?
So we're not sure yet. So even though that was their final game, Thursday has some seeding implications. So although the teams are set, where exactly they land may change a little bit. The Valkyries play and the Aces play, so they could move some of the teams around a little bit. So we'll see. Because if the Valkyries lose, that would make them the 8th seed, and that would move Seattle up to the 7th. So it could potentially change quite a bit. So we won't know until Thursday night.
So, and I also need to know this just because something came across my feed yesterday that was originally posted August 6th, but I just saw it yesterday.
Okay.
Is Brittany Griner out of the league?
No.
She was suspended by the WNBA indefinitely?
Oh,
I didn't see that. I mean,
was there other comments she made about Caitlin Clark?
No. It was on the fact that she had some extra playing equipment.
Extra playing equipment?
Yeah, like physical playing equipment. that like she is still got the reason why that she was in the male portion of the jail in Russia.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear anything about that.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking, because
I mean, she was on the court. Really? She was on the court when we played the Dream. So,
how long ago?
Would have been in August.
Well, this has happened August 6th. So if it was early August, she might have been there, and then she got suspended indefinitely.
Interesting.
So Brittany's really Brian?
Let's see.
That's crazy.
All those guys are all those. Well, I'm gonna just stop.
Yeah, so yeah, it says Brittany Griner was not permanently banned.
Okay, there we go.
So
not permanently banned, but she was suspended for.
It says she's been suspended a series of times, but she is not yet. So it sounds like that might have been a fake story.
Okay, well, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, the Brittany is Brian. Finkel is Einhorn.
Einhorn
gun
is
is-
Finkel. I mean,
Your
what are we
gun is
doing?
in my hip.
It's better
I
to
would
be
say,
safe
if
than
that were true, that would
sorry.
explain so much. That would explain so
Uh,
much.
Man.
That would explain so much.
Anyways,
Yo.
so back now to baseball. The only team out of our teams here that loses is Jay. And
Yeah.
they blow it in amazing fashion. They were up 3-0 and then blew it in the 9th and 10th, right?
Perfect.
Yes. 9th and then in the 10th to the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
That was good work on your part.
Yeah, it was. Again, I mean, it happens. Toronto's Toronto. I will say this: that's not what concerns me the most. What concerns me the most is I'm wondering if Luis Garcia has messed up that Tommy John surgery he just had, because right now he left with 1.2. He was like 1 2/3 of an inning, and then he left with right elbow discomfort, motioned over to the bench. His velocity dropped. I think he threw like 23 pitches total. So now I'm hoping we didn't lose him. I'm not so much for this season, but forever. Because, I mean, like I said, I don't know what's going on with this Tommy John, if it worked or if it's not working at this point.
And there are two types of Tommy John.
Yeah. So
There's a standard Tommy John, which is like your 14 to 16 month rehab or whatever. And then they have what you call like an elbow impingement surgery, where it's like a Tommy John cleanup type thing, when that's only like 6 to 8 months.
That's part true, but that's not all the way in depth of what it really is. Tommy John, if you had the old school Tommy John, it's just where they go and reattach the ligament back onto the bone. The one that they have, the newer version now, which is the one that Austin was telling you about last time he was on the show, was the brace, where they put this type of paracord around your ligament to reinforce it to the arm. So a lot, that's the one that Ohtani got. Ohtani got the one that's the brace, whereas Luis Garcia just got the standard Tommy John. And I really wish he would have gotten the brace, but I think from the way Austin was explaining it, if your ligament comes off the bone and it's clean, no shredding, just clean, then they can put that brace on. But if it comes off and it's a little shredded on the end, then they have to do the basic Tommy John. So I think a lot of it just depends on how that ligament tears a lot of times in terms of what Tommy John surgery you get. But having that brace obviously reinforces it, which is like a 70% chance that you can resume your career and be good to go, whereas the other one is a lot less. I want to say it's like less than 10% sometimes. And I hope that's not where Framber Valdez is going to fall in, is at 10%. That doesn't make it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, interestingly enough, the only guy who I ever knew that there was one guy who I knew whose left arm, he had a whole extra muscle that went from the shoulder to his hand and made him an amazing arm wrestler.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was like it was like he was like 22 years old and had probably one of the best arms in the world, left arm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, extra muscles seems like the cheat code.
Well,
You know what
yes,
I'm saying?
if you're
Like-
born that way, it works. And I mean, just like if you look up, arm wrestling has got some very interesting characters in it in general. You have the Popeye of arm wrestling, who's German, who's got one arm that is like monstrous, and the other arm is like Dustin's.
Yeah.
So messed up.
Poor Dustin, man. Dustin
I like
gets a
that
straight bullet.
Dustin's just playing on his phone, catching a stray. Like,
I just got an alert that Anthony Rizzo is officially retiring from Major League Baseball as of Saturday, like this upcoming Saturday.
Well,
Right.
when you're batting 076,
Yeah.
you tend to not play anymore.
Well, his back is definitely a reason for that, but he's going to retire as a member of the Chicago Cubs, and then he's going to go join the Cubs front office as an ambassador.
Yeah, his neck, his back, his crack.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to put him to work. He's on the payroll anyway.
Yeah, might as well pay him out.
Like, you know what? You're going to have to still work. So
I know you want it off, but Shirley, could you clean off that desk over there? Anthony's going to be taking that. Anthony, this is your new spot. You sit right.
That's right. You see that broom over there? That is all yours, man. Yep.
Oh man!
I'm gonna swing that around the floor. It'll be perfect.
Oh man!
Yeah.
We took the L yesterday. We lost it. We had bases loaded, and I saw that, and I was like, "Yep, here we go." Typical tip. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. Right now, I think I said this earlier. I feel like that last spot is the only one that's up for grabs, and I feel like it's going to be between the Mariners and Texas and Houston to see who gets that last wild card spot. You know,
well, you're
Kansas City, Cleveland.
One game out of being a wild card team.
Yeah,
it's like literally, it's.
I wouldn't rule the Guardians out. They keep winning anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, so now they're only 2.5 out.
Yeah.
So,
the Cleveland win yesterday.
Yeah. So I mean that third spot is getting a little congested now.
So yes, because you have actually the Rangers, which is a game and a half out. The Guardians, which have 2 games in hand on both teams, are 2.5 games out. So if they were to win both of those games, and the Royals, all right, they're done. Yeah, and it looks like that the Yankees and the Red Sox are not going to lose enough games.
No, they seem like they're pretty locked at this point.
I know that, and we have a magic number of 9 for the division, and then I think it's 16 for the number 2 wild card.
Oh, okay.
So, or not the number 2 wild card, the number 2, the bye, in essence. Which at this point, I feel like we need.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you're not lying though. I was just looking at the standings, and Boston's like on a 3-game win streak. Seattle's on a 4-game win streak. Texas is on a 3-game win streak, and then Cleveland looks like they're on a win streak, a 5-game win streak. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, and that's what I mean. Is
like nobody's giving up an inch.
Yeah, that third spot is crowded.
Tell you what, if Houston's not careful, if they don't right that ship, they could find themselves out of the playoffs, and Texas and Seattle getting the home spot in a wild card.
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible. I mean, when you're looking at, the amount of games that are left, and the division and the wild card are all within 2.5 games of each other. I mean,
right.
And you know what'll suck? Because those 2 teams, whoever makes it there, are going to have to play each other in the wild card spot.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That you'll have the Astros versus the Mariners, or the Rangers versus the Mariners, or
it could be the Rangers in Cleveland, and this whole side of the panel is out of the playoff.
No, but I mean that's entirely possible. You're right.
Well, the thing that is really interesting is that next series with Texas for you is huge.
Texas and Seattle.
Exactly. I mean, those 2 series could have you out of the playoffs altogether.
Well, absolutely. And I don't know. I didn't look at the schedule. Are we at home? I know we're at home with Seattle. Are we at home with
Blue Jays in Toronto? Here's your schedule. It's just so you know, you have the Blue Jays in Toronto, and then you have Atlanta in Atlanta. Which in Atlanta, it's a little different, even though I think they've quit. So you need to take a sweep there.
Yeah,
like it's now 2 out of 3 is no good.
Yeah.
You almost got to take a sweep there, especially because the Blue Jays right now are a really good team, and you losing that game in the 9th inning tells me a couple things. One, your bullpen is starting to tire.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I kind of suggest from that. I don't think the Blue Jays are a good hitting team. So, but I think that if you are down a couple of miles per hour on your pitches, it's going to affect there, and that's
Or
that
even
just shows,
location for that matter. Yeah.
right. And then you got the Braves. So you got the Braves in Atlanta. Then you have Texas at home, the Mariners at home. Then, interestingly enough, you end with the Athletics and the Angels. So it's funny that you actually end with all 4 teams in the division.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's
Yeah,
weird.
and the funny thing is the Angels could actually just ruin your life randomly.
Yeah.
And
they
because
do
it's
play well.
at Anaheim and it's at Oakland.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll be interesting to see. You guys have to really, you guys need to take 2 or 3 from the Rangers and 2 or 3 from the Mariners to be able to kind of solidify your spot. And now, really, you need 3 wins against the Braves because I think you're going to lose. I think you're going to lose 2 or 3 to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. So we lost Sousa and Ort to injury, which is out of our bullpen. So that puts a lot more strain on the existing bullpen members. Like you said, Pax, it's tiring them out quicker because you got less. But we do get JP France back tonight or tomorrow night, and we could throw him in the bullpen, and then him and Lance McCullers. But Lance McCullers is terrible right now, so I'm praying to God that they don't deal with Lance McCullers too much. But
yeah. For the Mariners, though, you guys get a saving grace.
Yeah,
you guys get the Rockies in the second to last series.
Yeah.
At home, and then the Dodgers. And I tell you, the Dodgers are going to be playing that series either for their lives, which is a possibility, or not pitching their pitchers so that they can pitch in the wild card game.
Yeah.
So you're going to wind up getting a little lucky because the Dodgers aren't the killer team right now.
Yeah.
And now is the time. Now is the time to be able to have the teams start to get hot. You need to start to get hot now, right now.
Well,
I was happy to see Schwarber hit his 50th home run, but I was hoping that it was next week, actually, because he stinks right now. He's been batting 133 over the last 30 games. But if he wants to start getting warm now, he's fine. Trey
How
Turner
long is
being
Trey
out
Turner out?
to probably the last weekend of the regular season, or he may just be back right for the playoffs. That they're going to rest him completely. They want him. Now, the one thing I like about that is that Turner does very well when rested, and when he comes back, like in spring training and the beginning of the season, Turner typically is really good. So maybe this rest will be fantastic for him going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Bader is really, they put him off in the leadoff spot, and I don't really like him in the leadoff spot there. I really wish they would have went back with, I know he's got 120 RBIs. He's got more RBIs than he's ever had in his life. And but I wish they would have put Kyle back in the number 1 spot and then put Bader number 2 and then Harper number 3. I know that Harper's going through a little bit of a struggle right now, too. Between the two of them in the last, not including last night's game, because I don't know what their thing is. I can look it up. But before last night's game, they were a combined 9 for 69.
Ouch.
That's an oucher. That is an oucher. And like I said, Schwarber for the last 30 games, when you take out that 4 home run game, so like he was like batting like 100. So that 4 home run game actually gave him like he's up to 133 because of that, and all that stuff. He still gets the walks and everything like that. So it's his on base percentage is still okay, but I mean they haven't really been doing very well at all in general.
Yeah. Well,
but the Mets are stinking it up right now. I tell you, they're 9 games back, and it's all about done minus the Phillies pulling a 1960 with where they lost 7 games in a row and the Mets win 7 games in a row and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and Jay, you should feel good about that Atlanta series. I mean, we put up 28 runs on them in the last 2 games. So,
Oh no, I'm feeling okay about the Atlanta series, and even if I make the playoffs, it is what it is. But I just don't like. I should say I don't feel good about going to the playoffs. I just don't feel like the Astros. I don't know who this team. I still don't know who this team is. We're not playing typical Astros baseball. We're playing this random baseball right now, and I know a lot of it's due to injuries and things of that nature. But it's a brand of baseball that we haven't seen in a while. No,
that's the problem. It's a mesh trash can. You can't hear it.
Shut the fuck up.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Man.
It's all right, man. Sorry, I'm not depressed enough. I'm up there with Joe. I'm just waiting for basketball season to start.
You've already moved past football.
Look, let's be honest. There's not going to be a lot of relief there either. Let's just go to basketball. And I'll Kevin Durant. Let's go, KD.
If your hope is on Kevin Durant, then you have no basketball hope.
Shut up. Shut up. I don't have a lot to deal with over here. Okay, I gotta.
So you're hoping for sports in 26 is what you're talking about.
You should just root for the Dallas Stars. You'll be good at that point.
Yeah.
The Stars been good. Stars been good. Yeah, that's it though.
Yeah, it's.
I tell you what, funny as that sounds.
Yeah, even Joe
somebody should start bringing like maybe trash can symbols, and just. That's how they clap, and I tell you, it would be comical, and it might be an interesting rally cry.
Yeah, I mean, it would make people mad for sure. Plus, it would just be funny to see Houston logos on a trash can.
See, you could start a whole trend, Jay.
Yeah, you could create a company instead of Rubbermaid trash cans, have it be called Astromade trash cans.
There you go.
It took you your whole life to figure that out, didn't it, Dustin?
Hey, you know what?
I know that took every inch of your energy.
It comes with a ring. It helps hold the bag in place.
Rings included.
Sorry. Say all you want, though, Bo, but you still have a legitimate World Series ring, and I have one in 2022. I'll loan you my ring.
Oh, yeah, we definitely don't.
and I'll send up there to you, Dustin. Well, yeah, you actually got one. When did you get yours? Cubs got one.
Got one the year before you did.
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah, they had 100-year drought in between.
Yeah.
108. 108.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no big deal.
They got one, and now they started the next 100 years.
That's right.
Yo,
if you're a Cubs fan, you'll never see 2.
No, we will not. Not with this ownership group we want.
But I tell you what, though, the NHL loves the Blackhawks. So, not that he's a Blackhawks fan because he's from Green Bay, but
not a Blackhawks fan.
Yeah, we're in no danger of winning a ring. So, I get it. I talk, but there's nothing when it comes to my team, I'm like,
And I sent you the interview. I sent you guys the interview.
Oh, cool.
At least what they did show. I think I sent it to you guys, right? It was on Instagram.
I sent it. I got your text, but I couldn't get the play, but I got it.
Yeah, it was only a bit of it, but I was giving Seattle some love. And I straight out gave some shade to you, Jay, because I was like, I hope Seattle beats Houston. Beat the Rangers, beat Houston. I said we do a podcast every day, and I do it with the guy from Seattle, so I know a lot more about the Mariners than I really should.
Nope, that's fair. I like that you still let Jay have a stray in there too.
Man,
We'll beat the
hey, look, I
Astros.
can't think about
We
his
all know. We all want the Astros out of the playoffs.
That's true. Even Joe.
I
'cause
mean,
he's
it must
he's
have been
rooting
hard for
football.
you to be up there when Jordan Alvarez hit that home run to you. I know that must have hurt you a little bit.
Listen, I tell you, that is by far a home run I will never forget. I will never forget that home run. And they said it was only 450 feet. They were full of shit. That was every bit of 500 foot. I tell you, that went into the concourse, beyond the stands. I'm telling you that they got that number wrong. I will never forget that home run ever in my life. So I get it. Trust me, you guys are going to have that on me. Until we win a World Series, where that will start to dampen down a little bit, because I really am. There was so many different things that could have happened differently in that at bat, and it was the sixth at bat. It was like the fifth or sixth at bat in that series between that pitcher and him.
Jordan.
Yeah, and that was Alvarez.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That hit through 100 mile per hour that got connected. And that's why it was out 500 feet. Trust me, I will never. And I was in center field, the only Philly fan in center field. I actually have the video of you guys all celebrating of that. So I will never forget. You're right. I will never forget it.
I'll tell you what, you know who the unsung hero was in that contest, though, was Michael Brantley. That speech he gave them when we got our butts kicked at home and then we were going to Philly for those 3 games, he gave them a good.
No, the unsung hero of that series was the kid from Westchester, Westchester, Pennsylvania, your center fielder who made 2 amazing grabs that stopped us from scoring. In game 5, has he not catch that ball, we win that game. And then the series is 2-2, and then it's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? Or it's actually we're up 3-2 at that point. So it's like that's a whole different thing. Like, is it possible you guys could have won both games at home? Absolutely. You know what I mean? But you would have had to go up against Wheeler again. Like, we pulled Wheeler a little early in that game 6 because Nola would have been pitching game 7. You know what I mean? We pitched it a little early. Ranger Suarez actually was going to go in game 7 or in game 7. But I wanted them to pull him then. I wanted them to get him out there against whatever his name is. Yeah. The guy who hit that home run. I said this is the bad move. Do not bring in Alvarez. They faced each other too much. The timing was there now. And that, like I said, that ball, I won't ever forget it. Watching that ball go
it's still trying to land.
Yeah, it's still trying to land. That was a moon shot. It was a moon shot. They said 450 feet, and they were full of shit. I was every bit of 500 foot.
Well, that's like when that's like what you said about that home run too. When the Cubs hit that home run in 2015 against the Cardinals, when Kyle Schwarber hit it up on top of the scoreboard. They said that traveled 452. I'm like, how's that even freaking possible? If it hits the top of the scoreboard, it's 460. This went over the top and landed on the scoreboard. So how the hell is it 452? You probably just said 452 because you can't actually see where it
because
landed.
the math doesn't make sense. It's like, okay, this is where it's at. Right. I mean, they are not considering some of the travel on the top point.
And where the board is, you probably can't actually see where that ball landed once it goes up.
I tell you, but there are a few home runs that I won't ever forget. And that's one of them. That's one, like Carter's home run in '93.
Right.
I won't forget that one either. I tell you, and that happened. That story is funny because I was working at the Spectrum. We had a pay-per-view event where we were all watching. It was a Flyers game at home. And so we were there. We all were watching the Mike Tyson fight. I think he beat Michael Spinks that night in like 90 seconds or something like that too.
Yeah.
And then we all switched to the World Series. And it was like excitement, pin drop. Like
See, we don't even have cool
Yeah.
stories like that. As a Mariners fan, like we still remember Edgar's double that drove Griffey in.
or you have Randy Johnson exploding a bird in spring training.
He did that with the Diamondbacks, though. That wasn't
Is it?
here.
Man,
Oh,
that still blows my mind.
Yeah, and I'll like it still
That
rings
still
in my
blows
ear.
my mind.
Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run.
Yep.
You know, it's like that's like etched in my head. It's etched in my head.
Right.
You know, it's like, but you know what though? I mean, that's why Houston fans love me, because I walked around. You guys were all celebrating, and I took it. Everybody's throwing their cameras in my face, and I'm saying, congratulations, guys. You guys earned this one. You deserved it. You know what I mean? It was
You
16. I was 21 back then. I was 21.
Let's see, for that
The
95.
15-13 game that we lost in Philadelphia was my 21st birthday. Again, things that I won't ever forget.
Well,
because I remember that.
I'm not sure which one. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that was for yours. Yeah. I was going to say, if he's talking about mine, I was 14 for mine. I was like, we were close.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's you know, like I said, these are, you know, I remember all of these things. Like I remember, you know, now if you want to go back even further, 1987, with the Flyers losing Game 7 to the Edmonton Oilers. You know what I mean? I remember that. You know, like it was yesterday. You know, losing in 1983. You know, to who did we lose to there? In the Stanley Cup. It was just like it's I think that was also maybe Edmonton. I don't know. Or it was that or the Islanders. But because we weren't really even supposed to be there at that point.
Well, I mean, it makes sense to have 83 be a little foggy. That's a couple of beers ago.
Well, and I was young then. I mean, so in 83 winning the first game of the World Series and then losing 4 straight to the Orioles.
Yeah, 83 I was 2, so I don't remember a lot that year.
No, in 83 I was 11. I mean, but you got to remember, I also remember 1980 when all 4 teams went to the championship.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Philadelphia was sports capital of the world right then. The Flyers went and lost on a bad offsides call to the Islanders, and that was when hockey was real hockey. The top teams wound up playing each other. It was like it didn't matter that we were in the same division. Yeah, they placed them wherever, and that's how we were able to do that. It was that, and then hey, we wind up beat LA in Boston from the Boston Strangler in Game 7 of the Celtics, and you know, what's his face gets hurt, and Magic Johnson becomes the center, and they sweep us. It just, yeah, I remember all of that. I do. It's like I remember it like it was yesterday. Like the Eagles losing the Super Bowl, you know, to the Raiders, to the Oakland Raiders.
45 years later, and still like,
Yeah, it's wah, wah. But then again, they tried to make it happen in 83. 83, the Eagles weren't there at that point, but 3 teams went back to the championship that year. The Flyers lost. The Eagles were out. Eagles weren't very good at that point because they had just lost Vermeil.
Way to be a good fan, Moose. I can see that. You're just like, ah. That's a good way to get beat up, I think. But, you know.
That was when the Sixers did win. They went with the faux. But that was probably one of the best basketball teams of all time. Like I understand that there you have that Bulls team that was like 72-9.
72-10. The Warriors were 73-9 and 17.
Yeah, I like so, but even the Sixers, their record that season didn't. It was probably up there. It was probably in the 60s, 60 wins and stuff like that.
What year?
1983. But they would actually compete with one of the all-time teams. I mean, when you think about all-time basketball teams, you could put the 1983 Sixers in the mix. Any one of those Celtics years and those Lakers years, like during those times, those were the three teams. It was the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Sixers. And like Milwaukee was good, but they had Sidney Moncrief and stuff like that. This is all before your time, Dustin.
I don't even think Moncrief is, but yeah.
Yeah, and then like you had Atlanta, who had Dominique Wilkins, who was one of my favorite players who didn't play.
Yeah, I like Dominique.
Then you had Houston with the Twin Towers that came in late 80s.
Wasn't it 86? That's when we played the Celtics with the Twin Towers. I think in the championship. Or was it the NBA Finals? I thought we played them. Yeah, 86. That's right. It was 86. We played Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. I remember that.
Yeah, and really, and that all started because you guys traded with us and you got our number one pick. And
That's right. That's right. And that's also the same year that Houston played the Mets in the National League Championship. That was the last time.
And I tell you, when you think about it, the Houston series against the Phillies back in 1980 is still looked at as the best playoff series of all time.
That was
like
a good
that
series.
was that every game went to extra innings. Like it was one of the most amazing series. I remember watching that because Houston had our number back then.
Oh yeah.
It was like Houston would beat us, and for whatever reason, I don't ever remember Houston in the World Series, but they would have such good series against the Phillies. And they would beat us, and then we would lose. They would lose to be able to go to the World Series because I think they still had, first series and second. I don't remember how that all worked out, but
that's when we had Mike Scott and Nolan Ryan in the rotation. That was actually a really good pitching rotation that we had at the time.
And we had Steve Carlton, and then Larry Christensen was the guy who really was. He was the rookie that came up that year that really started to just was throwing fire and helped us win that series. But if you look at that for a 5-game series, I think 4 of the games went to extra innings. Like those are things like it's like when you think about it, like all the sports history that I can remember, like, and people wonder, like, well, why is it that I do this now? I'm like 52 years old, and I haven't seen a Stanley Cup. People ask me what I want to see. Would I want to see an Eagles three-peat, or would I love to see the Stanley Cup come back to Philadelphia? And I am, that would be a really tough one for me to answer. A three-peat would be amazing if we're the first team to ever do it.
Exactly.
But that Stanley Cup, I tell you, you want to see somebody cry like a baby, that'll happen. Like I cried like a baby when the Eagles won their first Super Bowl. Obviously it was just like one of those things that if you see me that day, like if you saw a picture of what I looked like at the end of that game, for some reason or another, I had a tear in my jeans that like tore the whole leg. Like though it was it wasn't a pant leg anymore. It was like 2 pieces or 1 piece of fabric that didn't wrap around my leg anymore. And like just tears of joy and all that other stuff. It was just amazing. The Stanley Cup coming back, I will cry like a baby.
Fair enough.
I've been to too many Stanley Cup games where they did not go our way. I've watched it too many times and I've drank from the Calder Cup. I wasn't on the team, but I drank from the Calder Cup. I was back in the locker room.
Nice.
that's still a funny story too. I went there that last game of the season, that championship game, and we won. And I had this girl with me, like this, who I'd met that night. And she looked like she stepped right out of like a Playboy magazine or a Maxim magazine, is what I would say all the time. Because she looked like she was like that smoking gorgeous. And she's like, "Here, let's go to the dressing room." I'm like, "All right, I'll lead the way. I know where the dressing room is." Went to the dressing room. By the time we got in the dressing room, she was gone. Poof. There I am standing, and I knew the guys because I was there all the time, so I knew them pretty well. And the animal, Frank Bialois, puts a beer in the Calder cup. He drinks from it, looks at me, and he goes, "Who the fuck are you?" And hit me square in the chest with the cup. Now I'm holding the cup.
You're like, okay, let's go.
Yep. Hey, listen, I'm in the championship room. I get to lift the cup. It's going to be the only time I ever get to do this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm never going to get a chance, unless the Flyers make me a part of the organization somehow, some way.
Yeah.
When they win a cup, I'll never get to lift the Stanley Cup.
Sure.
I will never get to do that.
Yeah.
But I got a chance to lift the Calder Cup. And that's, I drank the beer, like literally, poured the beer down. And then I'm like, somebody's going to catch me holding this. I got to get this to somebody who actually did win it.
Should have it.
Yo, Peter White. I'm like, yo, Petey. He looks over and he's like, yeah. I'm like, congratulations, brother. Like, here, get this out of my hands before I get caught.
Right.
Who's that guy running down the street with the trophy?
I've got to hold the NLCS championship, the night of. That's that picture right there. Yeah, there it is right there. That's the one.
Joe, this was a great game. I was at it. It was awesome. Happened right in front of me. Fantastic.
Wonder if he cried when Des Bryant caught it but didn't catch it in Lambeau.
I mean, that one was rough.
All right, Brad, I'm going to make a quick request. I don't care that you want to talk as much trash. No cursing.
Yeah, let's
no more cursing. No more cursing, or we're going to have to remove those statements. I don't want. I wanted you guys to keep it. I love the banter between you guys. I love that. I think it helps make the show. Trust me.
Yeah,
no cursing. Let's keep it PG-17.
Yeah, exactly. And try to avoid like the personal digs. Like we don't need any of that. Keep it about the teams. We don't need to see you going.
Because if the two of you guys actually met, I'm sure you guys would be great friends.
Probably.
We're all going to go to Italy to go see Joe.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Except Brad. Brad, you're not allowed. You need to stay home.
No, Brad's coming. Brad's coming because we got a celebrity boxing match.
Right? Like he has to come because
Brad
we're going
will go in.
Watch that. We're going to drink and watch them interact. Like that's what that is.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll bring some popcorn, and it's going to be fun. Okay, here we go.
So the Chiefs don't have their top two receivers. We're going to probably talk about this more tomorrow, but they don't have their top two receivers. I think the Eagles are going to win this game. I think the Chiefs are tired. Like I said, when you fly 24 hours in a 48-hour span, you're exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
So Amy, he might let you pull his beard.
The odds are good. In fact, the odds are probably about the same as the Rangers making the playoffs. It's on the outside looking in, but it's trending the right way.
Man, if the Astros don't make the playoffs, I would definitely be sad. It would be a rough day for me.
They'll have started training camp for the Rockets.
Joe's already given up on him. So, he's like, you know what? It's football time.
I have the Birds winning Sunday too. I think
me too.
That's
who do y'all play Sunday?
Chiefs.
Yeah. It's literally what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And so Monday, I'll actually still be in Kansas City. Monday
Okay.
and Tuesday, Tuesday I'll probably be doing it from the airport or from the bus on the way to the airport.
I got you.
And then Monday, you might even see me in Phillies gear as I go. I'm going to go take a tour of the Negro
Oh, yeah.
Negro Baseball Museum. I think that's some fantastic content that I can't afford not to go to.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're there, right? Like,
Right. So it's funny because I'll be in the Eagles gear all weekend, but I'm also bringing the Phillies stuff. So
hey,
I'm
how
bringing
about that? A Brad comment we can put up. One of like 45.
Hey, at least he's learning. He's learning.
Right.
I tell you,
I give it about
that's a
10
wrong.
minutes.
Vegas has got that wrong. It really should be. It really should be 4.5. My opinion.
Yeah.
That should be a 4.5 number. It's not 1.5 is a bad number. And I think that you would lose money. Like that's just so off to think that the Chiefs are. I understand it's a home game for them. They're back home. But you just if you were to go back and watch the Eagles versus Atlanta last year in week number 2, with as much energy as there was and everything, they still wind up losing that game against a far inferior team. And you see that the Chiefs do not have their top 2 receivers. I think that this is something that is not going to go well for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to start off 0-2, and they are going to need to. Truth of the matter is that I feel like that they should almost do this. You could say what you want as a scheduled loss, that they should not play a lot of their guys because I feel like that there's a potential for injury for them to rest. Like some of their guys to not go crazy in this game and start to figure out how they come back. Because truth of the matter is that even with this in week 2, they still have 8 more home games that they're going to have to do.
But their 8 home games though are not easy. So after the Eagles, they have the Giants at New York, which they should win that game.
Right.
And then the Ravens come to Kansas City. That won't be an easy game.
No, that'll be tough.
And then the Chiefs go to Jacksonville, which they should win that game. And then the Lions come to Kansas City. That won't be an easy game. And then they get the Raiders at Kansas City. Then the Commanders come to Kansas City. Then they got to go to the Bills and Broncos after that.
They have 3 home games in a row.
It's not
against
an easy stretch.
A division opponent and 2 high playoff teams.
Yep. 4 of their first 5 home games are against teams that were either in the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game and the AFC Championship game, and then they have the Raiders sprinkled in with that.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a general though, but I tell you that the Eagles got the same thing going on. We have 11 of our 17 games are against playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a tough schedule in general.
And yeah, you're right. Super Bowl losers do tend to struggle. It's funny though, because you say 4.5 and them being a 1.5 is a 4.5, right? Because your home field advantage is usually 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is a 4.5 point spread.
No, see, I think it should be about a 7.
Yeah.
I really think it should be about a 7. That's why I think 4.5 would be it, or 4, like maybe 3.5. It should be maybe 6.5. I don't think they're a full touchdown, but I think that the number is way off there. Like that's a way off number.
I think they're giving the Chiefs the benefit of the doubt just because it's
a revenge game.
Well, not only that, but I don't think they've ever started 0-2 under Andy Reid. And I think that's kind of why they're giving Kansas City a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, just because they haven't started 0-2 since Andy Reid took over that team. And it's just kind of like, can you afford to start 0-2 when there's a chance that the other 3 teams in your division get to 2-0 this week? Like a lot of people are putting this in as no one wants to say like week 2 is a must-win game, but a lot of people are starting to say like this week is kind of one of those early season must-win games because if you fall to 0-2 and then the rest of your division is 2-0, and then you look at your schedule coming up, can you make up those 2 games as quickly as you want to make them up?
You know, I hear that. I specifically think about when the Eagles and the Patriots were both 0-2 in 2000. Was it 9, 10 maybe? The Patriots wind up going to the Super Bowl, but they started off 0-2. And the Eagles, they wound up playing the Eagles. They both were 0-2. And I think that was the dream team year that happened. But the Patriots wind up going at least to the, AFC Championship game. So going 0-2 isn't the kiss of death. And I do believe also, was it the year that they lost to the Bengals, or maybe it was the year before that? One of the years they didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but they wound up going to the AFC Championship game.
It was either the year that Tom Brady beat them in the AFC Championship game or the year that Cincinnati beat them, because those are the only 2 times that Mahomes hasn't been to the Super Bowl as a starter.
They were 9-7. It was still 16 games. They won the division at 9-7.
Well, that was the year before Mahomes was the starter. That was when Alex Smith was starting his final season. They were 9-7 that year. They won the first playoff game and then lost in the divisional.
Yeah, and that was what, 0-2? They were 0-2 going into that. That
I
was
think they were
Andy Reid.
I think they were 1-1.
I don't remember, but
because I think they started that year 1-4, but I think they were 1-1 to start the season. Then I think they dropped their next 3 to go to 1-4, and then they ended up winning like 6 or 7 in a row to get to 8-4, and that's how they ended up winning their division.
Taylor Swift's going to be playing skin flutes for the team. We just pissed off all the Swifties.
Taylor Swift is going to be playing at the Super Bowl this year.
No, she's not.
That's what Roger Goodell is hinting at.
No, he's not. He didn't hint at that at all.
I think she will.
Yeah, but Brad, you're already out of our suicide pick because you picked Kansas City last week.
Right. Hey, on the flip side, we know that whoever you take, we're just going to take the opposite and stay in.
Well, he's taking the Eagles this week, so I don't know. But I can't.
I mean, he might have just condemned your Eagles.
But since he doesn't get written down, it doesn't get written down. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but everybody else is still in because we did get.
Yep.
So everybody, and we will start collecting that data tomorrow and Friday. So if you are not going to be here on Friday, who knows if we'll be here on Friday?
I mean, we should be.
Yeah, we definitely need to be now since we're doing the suicide pool. But
and it's football season.
Exactly.
There's games that usually take place on Thursday. They have to get dissected on Friday a little bit.
Exactly.
Well, Thursday's going to be a pretty good game, actually, with Washington playing.
Actually, the Thursday night lineup this year
is actually good.
Nice. Yeah. Like I was so used to Thursday nights sucking.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I found a location to do my series this year. It's going to be great. And then I looked at the lineup and was like, oh, actually, this is a great lineup overall.
Yeah, next week Thursday's not a good. Next week Thursday's not good.
But it'll be a competitive game, is the thing.
Dolphins at Bills? I think the Bills are going to run the Dolphins out of the stinking field by halftime.
I forgot that was the Dolphins-Bills week. Yeah, man.
But they always play, the Fish always play the Bills tough.
Well, not if you heard what came out of Dolphins camp this morning.
Well, what happened?
So share, man.
Dolphins medical officials think Tua played with a concussion on Sunday.
Ooh.
And it never got reported.
Yeah, but that's at what point does that become Tua's fault?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
he was showing concussion symptoms throughout the second half of the Dolphins-Colts game on Sunday, and he was still showing concussion-like symptoms on Monday when he returned to the team facility. They went through the concussion test. Although he didn't fail the concussion test, he also didn't pass as the results were inconclusive.
If it's
You know what?
inconclusive,
Yeah, that tells me. Listen,
Because they have his,
they're
like,
doing some
testing
stuff to
methods.
protect themselves here,
Yeah.
and I get it. But I don't
They have like all of his results, like what it typically shows up when he has like a concussion. So the testing he's doing now is not matching up to like what it usually shows when he has a concussion, but it's also not matching up to what it shows when he doesn't have a concussion. So it's somewhere in between.
that might be the new normal. He's had a lot of concussions.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, it's
Paul, I got you. If you're saying you got the Eagles now, I got you.
Yeah, that's why I popped it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, no, I forgot that it was the Bills and Dolphins. Yeah, the Dolphins are going to get worked. That team was playing with no fight at all. I mean, you get destroyed by Daniel Jones like that. You guys are not locked in.
Yeah. Eagles and Giants in a couple of weeks. That'll be probably a bloodbath.
I think that could actually be a better game than you'd think.
Yeah, first off, I mean, I understand it's like the Giants' problem this year is going to be scoring points.
Yeah. Ravens and Dolphins in October. They must really hit the Dolphins.
That Eagles-Giants game could be the first start for Dart.
I was going to ask you that. Was that what you think? You think that's going to be the first one?
I think that's probably still too soon.
You think so? I don't.
I think they probably hold him until like week 6 or 7.
I'm saying that here's what I think is going to happen. I think that you're going to see him come into this game next week.
Mm-hmm.
This Sunday.
I would agree.
I think that you're going to see the call for him a lot sooner, because this is week 4 or 5. That's Giants Eagles.
Week 6.
Week 6.
Oh, so no, never mind. Then because I was thinking 6 or 7, right?
The only thing that may prohibit that is that Russell Wilson has got a tremendous record against the Eagles. He only lost last year for the first time with the Steelers.
Yeah.
So I think there's that caveat could be one of the situations that occur that they think about. Short of that, I don't know. I think that it's possible that you could see Jackson Dart. I think you're going to see Jackson Dart in week 4. Like,
I mean,
that's what I'm thinking. I think when Russell Wilson goes to Dallas, I don't think he's going to do any better than what he did against the last game. So I don't imagine Dable going that far. Especially you got to know Dable knows he's on the hot seat. I don't think he's going to wait that long before he goes to Jackson.
Well,
Russell doesn't right for
that'll be the thing. Is if Wilson looks like he did in week 1, then like you're going to see him soon. Although, I mean, interesting that they're bypassing Winston altogether. But you may see him a little bit sooner. If he plays well, then that's where I think it extends that out. But even on the outside, say Wilson's actually playing decent, I still think you see him at the latest week 8 or 9. And that's even if Wilson's playing good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see. We will see. But
that being said, here we are, top of the hour. If you've been watching along with us, like and subscribe on any platform that you're watching on. Helps us bring our stuff to you. Otherwise, we are going to get out of here, and I'm going to go get some food.
Me too.
Take it easy, everybody.
peace.